You're listening to the Roofing Success Podcast, a show created to inspire roofing contractors to achieve optimal success in their roofing businesses. I'm the host, Jim Moline, the co-author of the book, Internet Marketing for Roofing Contractors, How to Triple Your Sales and Turn Your Roofing Website into an Online Lead Generation Machine. I'm also the co-founder of Roofer Marketers, the digital marketing agency for the roofing industry. On each episode, I'll be sitting down with industry leaders to talk about their processes, the lessons they've learned, and how to find success in roofing. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Roofing Success Podcast. As always, please follow, like, share, comment. I feel like I say that all the time, but it's true. Please do that for us. If you want to continue the conversation beyond listening to the podcast, go to Facebook, type in Roofing Success, and join the Roofing Success Facebook group there. Today, we're talking to another successful roofing contractor out of the Front Range of Colorado. Josh Lucero, man, how are you today?
Doing real well.
Good, man.
Beautiful outside. You can't complain.
Yeah. So Expert Exteriors is your company. Tell everyone how you got into roofing and a little bit about Expert Exteriors.
Okay. I got into roofing in the summer of 2007. I had been working at an electronics store called Ultimate Electronics here, based out of Denver. I think they're closed down now. Just doing sales and, sitting in a store waiting for customers to come to me wasn't exciting. I was finishing up college. I went to the business school at CU, and I needed to find something to do with my life. I applied all over the place. The economy was kind of a little harsh back then. So my uncle, his name is Tom, he was working for a company called Total Home Exteriors. And he's like, come on over and sell some roofs. I was like, well, kind of sounds like, used car sales. I'm not sure, but I'll try it out. So I tried it out for a couple of weeks. I didn't get a paycheck for almost a month because it was eat what you kill. I was familiar with that because the electronics store was commission only as well. So I fought through that, drove down to Pueblo after a big hailstorm, and I was promised $100 per contingency per signature, just to get my bank account rolling again. So I was like, all right, that's cool. I didn't know, what hail damage was per se. I didn't know what I was doing. All I knew is I needed to go get signatures and claim numbers. So I went out that day. I got sick. So I was like, damn, this is easy. So I continued to do that for a while, and then he put me on a compensation plan, probably nowhere near where I was supposed to get paid. But I remember my first paycheck on just one roof, it was $2,500, and I sold 6 in one day. So I was like, this is good stuff. I can do this. So I worked for that company for a few years. I worked my way up the totem pole, became a general manager. I hired in 2009 when we had those big storms. I hired between 20 and 30 people. So I was making commission off them. I was still selling my own roofs. I still did $1 million my own roofs. And then my guys, we sold about $20 million that year. So the cash was rolling in really good. I built that company to where it is today. And, we made it very successful. The owner came to me one day and he's like, Josh, I think I'm holding you back, man. And I was dedicated to that company. So that was, it was kind of shocking to hear that, but it was still it was a blessing. He gave me his blessing to go do my own thing and be his competitor. And I know that wasn't easy for him, but he was pretty genuine with that. And he knew that I could do some pretty successful things within the industry. So in 2010, I started, I was running as an independent contractor with him. So I just changed my business name, which was like JL Inc. at the time, to Expert Exteriors. And then from there, I worked out of my basement for a couple of years. I didn't have a whole lot of capital to really get going. I had 2 salesmen, and I would sit in the office, push paper all day, make sure that we had good areas, make sure that supplements were getting taken care of, make sure we were really getting the value out of what we were trying to accomplish with the small amount of resources and people that we had. And now I'm in like a 10,000 square foot building, multiple offices. I got 20 20, 30 staff members. I've got anywhere between 20 and 40 project managers at any point in time, and crews galore. So it's been a fun ride, man. It really has.
That is a fun ride. That's a unique, that was a uniquely honest conversation that the owner of that other company had with you, man.
Yeah. We built a really good relationship. He was actually the best man in my wedding in 2015. So we have that relationship. He's in Florida now working hurricanes. You know, he kind of wanted to go sit on the beach and sell ribs out there. So it was cool. It was a blessing for sure.
Yeah. You know, you don't get that kind of honesty with people a lot of times, right? Especially in an employer kind of relationship. How has that impacted the way that you run your business and the way that you deal with the employees in your business?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's not a whole lot of owners that want to let go of people that are making them money, but he did that for me. And, you know, if I got a guy that's been working for me for 5 years and he's doing real well, and I can see that I'm holding him back and maybe he can go be successful on his own, you know, they have my blessing. If they need anything, if they have questions, I'm always here to help them out. As long as they're not stepping on my toes, I don't see any harm in it. There's so much business out there.
Yeah. I think that's a real testament of leadership, right? And that like, and if you have good leadership qualities and are implementing that in your company, that you know, that shows, and that goes all the way down the line. Man, so, you know, in your basement, 2 salesmen pushing paper, and now, you know, multiple offices, you know, just going gangbusters.
Yeah.
What was that journey? What was the main struggle that you think you encountered along that way?
I think it was finding the right people. You know, I've been through, I can't even count how many people. And in about 2015, 2016, I met with, I call him my partner. His name's Corey Beach, and he came from another successful roofing company here in Denver. And we really meshed. He's a people person, you know, people love to be around him. He's a great leader as well. And I think that him and a couple other people that I found along the way have been pretty monumental to the growth of Expert Exteriors. It certainly wasn't me alone, because without the people that I have currently today, which I feel I have the best staff I've ever had. I always say that every year. I mean, next year I'll say it again. But these people that are with me now most of them have been with me for the last 5 or 6 years. And, you know, it's a democracy here. It's not a dictatorship. So we sit around a round table quite literally every Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock. We push out ideas. We tell each other what we could be doing differently, what we're doing right, come up with new ideas to kind of follow through on for the week. And everybody does their job. You know, everybody wears their hat. I don't have to micromanage. Everybody, you know, bleeds Expert Exteriors, and I couldn't ask for a better team. So I think that finding people was my biggest challenge. It still is, you know, finding good project managers, finding good crews. We're always looking for the next best guy, or girl.
Yeah, people is the people make the difference in amazing ways. Like, you get the wrong person in the wrong seat and things will go wrong real quick. What do you look for now? Is there any kind of things that you've learned in the people that you look for? Are you recruiting inside of the roofing industry, outside of the roofing industry, anywhere you can? How you know, are you looking for specific traits in people? What did you find in that process in finding these good people?
You know, it's a bunch of things. I don't like to hire within the industry. I don't like to hire project managers, salesmen within the industry. I feel that a lot of them come over with bad habits. You know, they want me to give them the world when they start. They want a truck, they want a bonus. And I'm not about that. I started from nothing and I wasn't given anything, except for an opportunity. So we look for people that don't necessarily have roofing sales knowledge. Maybe they have industry knowledge. Maybe they have some construction background, sales knowledge, That's always important. But people with good work ethic. Recently, within the last few years, we started hiring from it's a rehabilitation facility. It's called Stout Street Foundation. And these people go through a 2-year program after they've been through some hard times on drugs and or alcohol. And they come out sober and they're looking for jobs. And they went through that 2-year program. So I know that they're dedicated and they really want to change their lives. So we have been almost exclusively hiring from them, taking their people that are looking for jobs. So I would say, I don't want to say everybody here is sober, but I would say about 90% of my staff and my project managers, including myself, are sober.
That's cool.
That's been one of the biggest, it's had the biggest impact on my business. Prior to doing that, people we have a bad name for drugs, alcohol, and all that fun stuff, felons. Before that, I had that, and I just felt like I was moving 100 miles per hour, but I wasn't going anywhere. My wheels were spinning. So once I started hiring more sober people or people out of that foundation, we've seen exponential growth. I mean, we've been growing great. I don't have to worry about people not showing up to work. They show up every day ready to work. I don't have to worry about them not working at night because they want to go out and party, spending all their money. So that's a big thing that we look for within our people.
Wow. That's real interesting. How did you find that project, and how did you kind of get, I mean, that definitely is telling of someone that they're going through that full 2-year process. They've gotten sober. They're doing, they're dedicated to improving their lives. How did you kind of come in contact with that? How did you find that as a labor, a labor pool?
Yeah, for sure. So we were looking, I needed canvassers.
Okay.
It was, Craigslist was just pulling in some pretty rough guys.
Yeah.
So I heard about the Stout Street Foundation where they lend their people out because the people that are in the program have to work. So we were actually hiring people that were just getting started with the program, have been in the program for a year, whatever the case might be. They have to have a job. So we were providing them with canvassing jobs.
Okay.
Paying them well, anywhere between $15 and $20 an hour. So they were making money, going through a program and bettering their lives. And then I started hiring their graduates. So once they leave Stout Street, they graduate, and then they got to go find a job. They're on their own. They got to find a house. So one of my managers, Ron Harrison, is a graduate of Stout Street. I think he was one of the first people. I have now about 16, 17 graduates of Stout Street.
Oh, wow.
And so it's word of mouth now. I mean, they tell all the people that they know within Stout Street, and they tell them how wonderful of a company we have established here. And it's been pretty easy to obtain those people and get good caliber people through that program.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And I know you do other kind of, I don't know, philanthropic things too within the company, right? You're working that's probably I would assume a nonprofit that's doing that Stout Street, and then you guys are doing like roof giveaways and working in the community and doing other stuff too. You want to speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Every year except for last year because of COVID, we've given away a roof. We gather, so we start marketing it at the beginning of the year, and we gather, a ton of applications for people that really need a roof, and their insurance company isn't going to pay for it because it's just, it's got holes in it, it's wear and tear, or the insurance company's been in there, denied them, or whatever the case might be, and they can't financially afford it. I know that a majority of our roof donation qualifiers have been vets, that are disabled, unable to kind of work, have a home. But I remember one year I went into a house and I looked up and I could see the sky. So that was pretty crazy. So that really, I didn't originally do it for the marketing piece. I did it because we wanted to help. And what's one roof out of, the thousands that we do? But it then became a marketing piece, and it really helped our business boom, giving back in that way. And then, we do a lot of other stuff. We work closely with DHS, and we donate school supplies to little kids, clothes. Every year we have a Christmas drive, and we're able to go drop off, $1,000 checks to family that wouldn't even have a Christmas otherwise. And we don't really market that at all.
Yeah.
That's just something that we do on the side, and we don't, want any kind of, we don't want to use it to make money.
Yeah.
We just want to do it to get back. So a few things like that we do throughout the year that are really important to us at Expert Exteriors.
So why did you start that? Why did you get involved with those types of drives and things like that?
I think when you make the kind of money that we make, it's important to give back. I'm not going to spend it all, man. Let's be real. And if we're able to help people out and still build our business and, help people out throughout our community, which we work in every day, they're helping us out. So I think it's our responsibility to give back in whatever way that we can, for sure. So we budget every year. This is it. We're going to give back $20,000. Here you go. Let's figure out how we want to spend this money. And it's a fun process too. We get together as a management team and we start throwing around ideas. This is how we want to do it. This would work well. I found this family that really needs it. It's an exciting process for sure.
How does that, it sounds like that kind of incorporates into the team, right? Like, so how does that, like you had said, you guys get together, you're figuring stuff out. How do the people that work at Expert Exteriors feel about the kind of the stuff that you guys do?
I feel like the way that we do things allows everybody to be as important as the next guy that they're sitting next to. We all have a say in what we do. We may not always agree, but
Yep.
at the end of the day, we come together and we make things happen. So I think that it has a big impact with feeling important, bringing the team together to accomplish something, whether it be just in the normal day-to-day activity or giving back, or, we're starting solar now. I know everybody's excited about doing solar. So we've been sitting more than just Tuesdays. It's almost every day we're getting together, throwing around ideas, working on marketing, doing demos with CRM companies, all that fun stuff. So it's good team building and a certain level of importance that everybody needs to fill.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about marketing a little bit. What have you guys, what do you think that the most successful, I guess, marketing strategy that you're doing right now? What brings in the business?
It's door knocking. In our industry, it's there's no substitute to going out there and getting your own business. We're not Best Buy. We're not Ultimate Electronics. We're not a car dealership. We don't have to wait for that business to come in. As soon as it hails, the best thing that we can do is get out there and market and knock doors. We have canvassing teams that go out there ahead of our PMs. They start setting leads, and then my PMs will get referrals and knock the neighbor across the street and start picking up jobs that way. We've also got, I've got a call center. It's a small one. I've got a few guys in there making phone calls to our past clients if they've been affected by a storm. We have a lifetime labor warranty, so we use that as a marketing piece. We got to come out there after it hails, make sure that your roof's still warranted and it's all in good working order. 9 times out of 10, we got to redo the roof. So that's been good for us. And then, I've done billboards, I've done door hangers, I've done, commercials on radio and TV, and I don't think anything has compared to just getting out there and getting business.
Yeah. That's hunting, right? You go get it. Like
that's right. It's like fishing. You just go out there and start fishing.
Right. That's right. It's different. And there's a lot of companies that I talk to a lot of times, and they're in storm damage markets, and they want to get away from door knocking. And I think it's the worst thing that they could do. Right. Yeah. And I own a digital marketing agency. I could tell you how good, like, some of the results are from a Google ad campaign, but I'm still telling you, go knock doors, because that's,
there's no substitute to it, man. You
no substitute
in this industry and not knock doors, because those phone calls aren't going to get everybody. We're going to swoop in there, knock your customer's door, and we're probably going to get the business because we're there in person. I think that's important for the customer to see.
So being that you don't really look for people in the roofing industry specific to recruit on, you're working with the people from the Stout Street that are coming through the Stout Street program. What do what kind of sales training process do you have for everyone?
So we start off, we have my sales managers do a training right off the bat. It takes about a full day. They go through the door knocking, they go through, the insurance process. It's kind of cram everything into one day. But then we get them pumped about making the money. We show them the comp plans. This is what you can make. We get them excited about that. And then we usually set them with an experienced project manager. That experienced project manager will make a commission based off of what that new guy makes. So we start them off generally about 30%, and I will pay up to 45%. So the trainee will get that 30%. The trainer will get the 15% on anything that they touch for a certain period of time, up until that trainee's up to 45%. Then they move on. The PM that was training gets a new guy, and it just allows everybody to kind of pitch in, help out, make money, and do the thing. So
yeah, so your current PMs are training the next PMs, right? They're just it's a constant process there. What do you think you guys do unique? Is there anything unique that you think you do in the sales process that, or is it just, hey, we'll get your roof replaced for the cost of your deductible?
Through the sales process or the training process?
The sales process.
I mean, I think that I'm biased, but I think that we're a unique company. I think that, we're not out there doing fraudulent things. Our integrity is intact. And a lot of roofing companies can't say that. If we promise something, we bring that to the table and we accomplish that. We're not going to, we don't bonus deductibles. It's illegal. Yeah. And I can tell you why you don't want to use a company that is going to bonus your deductible. I've been in business for 13 years. Not a lot of companies can say that. Most of them have just recently opened, or, if they opened a long time ago, they've closed their doors for various reasons. So just the amount of time in business, our integrity, just our culture. You're not going to find many roofing companies. There's like one other one that I know where almost everybody's sober. So that's, we do push that. Yeah. And we do advertise that, and we are successful because of that.
Okay. So that's part of your unique selling proposition then, right? You're, hey, this is the part of our company culture is this. That's cool, man. And that being authentic in those things is important. People see through the inauthenticity, right?
We're not trying to sell you a roof. We really want to help you through the process. I think that a big part of what we do, and a lot of people fail to realize, is that we're out there after natural disaster when complete chaos is going on, and we're out there to actually help these people. And if we help you, in turn, we make money. And I think I take that philosophy into a lot of different aspects of my life. If I help someone become successful, it in helps me be successful.
Yeah, definitely. What would you say, like, one of the things that you kind of talked about is you got the call center and they're calling on past customers that are in areas that were recently affected by a new storm. And you have the lifetime workmanship warranty. I love that combination, man. And that's where that hunting turns into the farming, right? Like, now you have this database of all of these people that you've served over the years, all of these homeowners and roofs that you've put on. A storm hits a specific area, you pull the hail swath, you pull the zip codes, you go to your CRM. I'm assuming, right? You pull up people in that zip code, you make the phone call. Hey, we got to come out, for a warranty check.
Yep.
How did you come up with that strategy? That's awesome, man. I love that.
A lot of companies, when I started this, were offering 2 to 5 year labor warranties. And I mean, let's be real. You're going to notice a labor defect within the first 6 months to a year. You just are, you missed the silicone, or you didn't install the splashing correctly, or the roof wasn't attached properly. So why not go above and beyond the 2 to 5 year timeline and create a customer for life? I want to be your roofer for the entire time you'll have your home. And when you sell your home, it's transferable. So it allows us to retain business and do roofs multiple times. I can't tell you how many times we've done roofs over and over again. In Colorado, you're going to have to redo your roof every 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Because of hail or insane weather patterns. It's crazy. And I saw that if we were to make the customer feel like we're their lifetime roofer, they're going to come back to us one way or another. And it's when they sell their house, it's a selling point. This roof has a lifetime warranty on it. Here's your roofer. We're still going to do it. And I've done that multiple times where we're dealing with a completely different customer in the same house.
Same house.
Yeah.
What percentage of your yearly revenue do you think comes from that specific program? I'll call it a program to
Sure.
make it
that's a good question. I've never
I'm
heard
sure
these numbers, but I know that we keep track of that because it goes into my CRM as a warranty call.
Okay.
I would say a big percentage of it, I'm not big, but 25%, 30%.
Yeah.
If we didn't do your neighbors the last time, we're doing the neighbors this time.
That's right. And that gives you that opportunity, right? That you're back in the neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
your signs in the yard.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're knocking the neighbors' doors. You're back there. So you have I love that way of just getting right back into the neighborhood, getting back, it's, man.
Yeah, we're on Rose, we're on Rose moments after hail hits because we have that clientele base pretty much all over the metro area and up and down the I-25 corridor. So it's real good for us, man. I'm glad that we did that. Cool. I did that almost immediately. So it's been good.
Is there anything that you guys do special on production day that maybe create that works to create a raving fan out of that homeowner?
Our project managers being on site is one of the most important pieces for me, and all my project managers know that they're to be on site as soon as by 8 o'clock. My PM's got to be on site. I want them checking material. I want them talking to the homeowner. I want to make sure that everything's tarped off, boarded up, and that way we have a smooth process throughout the day. That allows them to kind of forget about things for a little bit and then go sell roofs. And then they're to go back, around noon, check progress, maybe bring the crew some water and lunch. And then when the project is completely done, I want them back there again to make sure that everything's cleaned up properly, make sure that the customer's happy. We even 9 times out of 10 get a certificate of completion signed on as soon as that last nail goes in, because everything is clean. Everything does look pretty. So I think, I don't know what other companies do. If they do that, I'm sure they do, but I feel that that's an important piece to our production day.
Okay. Is that something that you highlight during the sales process also?
Yeah. We make sure that they know that this is the point of contact. I'm on the phone. Oh, thank you. Sorry, my lunch is here. We highlight that throughout the sales process. We let the homeowner know that, you're going to work with this one individual. You're not going to have 3, 4, 5 people come and working on this project. You don't have to talk to anybody except for me. I'll make sure that I'm here, making sure the roof is going on smoothly. And we can even share pictures with the homeowner throughout the process on company cam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. So you guys have done a good job of generating reviews for your company too. Do you have that built into that process at the same time?
So yeah, the guys ask for reviews and they're really good at it. But that's part of our call center aspect as well. We keep those guys busy. So when they're not calling on for leads, or they're not calling on warranty calls or solar or whatever, they're making phone calls to our homeowners that we just did. They get a list every week, and we make sure that everything is done to their satisfaction. And then we ask them if they'll provide us with a lead. We'll send them a link, and then they'll, 9 times out of 10, they're pretty happy, and they'll go ahead and fill our reviews out for us. It's not something to where I used to offer money. I used to offer gift cards, but I think just a follow up, making sure that they're happy, makes them feel good. We didn't just leave. They might actually hold up their lifetime warranty. They didn't just leave as soon as that last nail went in or right when the check was picked up. They're actually calling me to make sure that I'm still happy. So that's been a big part of us getting good reviews.
Yeah, that's awesome. And using the, I mean, like you said, using your call center to your advantage there for sure.
That we pay them well. So
Yeah, I haven't, we haven't, I don't see it very often being successful in offering the homeowners, financial incentives and things like that for reviews. It just doesn't, I've never seen that work out extremely well. I've seen offering salespeople
yeah,
financial incentives to get those reviews. They make sure that happens, stuff like that. But with the, just saying, hey, we'll give you a gift card or something if you leave us a review. I've never seen that really work well.
it does. I've been pitched that with companies I've done business with.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm like, you know what, just do a good job. So I know that my customers just want us to do a good job. And if we help them out and we send them the link to where they just got to click, make it as easy as possible, they'll get it done for us. For sure.
Yeah. You guys doing anything on social media that?
We do Facebook I mean, I have my assistant does it every other couple days.
Okay.
We'll pitch what we're doing on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And we really will push something new, like we're getting into solar. So we're starting to push, an ad campaign for solar on social media. But for the most part, it's like, if it's Father's Day, we'll say Happy Father's Day. Yeah. I don't see a whole lot of response on there as far as getting customers. We'll get calls every once in a while, but not a big focus. I used to pay for that type of service to where I had a company do it for me all the time. And it's easy enough for us to do it. And we're not doing it every day. So it's not too, it's not a rigorous activity that we have to do. So we do these.
Along that line, what are some things that you're like, that you've tried through the years and you're like, yeah, not doing that again?
I know you own an SEO company. I just feel like it's a lot of money, and I just never saw the bang for my buck. Maybe I didn't do it long enough. I know it takes time, but I've waited, I've paid $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month for 2 years at a time. And I just didn't see the ROI that I wanted to. So I feel like that's something that I kind of got away from in the last few years. What else? I don't know. Trying to do too many trades. That's been a big no-no. I used to offer, I named it Expert Exteriors because the idea was to come in here and do a full restoration of your home. I'm going to be a one-stop shop. Yeah. And it just, like, if you do windows and you do siding, first of all, finding those types of crews that are good and they're going to bang them out like my roofing crews, they're just not accessible. And then the holdup with you got to supplement. We got to wait for the insurance approval, and then we don't get paid the full amount on everything until we're completely done with everything, even a dryer vent. No. So we're really good at roofs. We can bang out gutters like the best of them. So we stick to roof and gutters primarily. That's allowed us to really give our customers a quality product, and something that they can be happy with. And we give them resources, this is a good siding guy, go ahead and go with this guy. But it's been really good for our margins, sticking to roofs and not taking roof money and applying it to siding money because the insurance company isn't paying for it. It was just a battle all the time and a big headache. So that's been another huge part of our success.
That's a big lesson. A lot of people have a problem. A lot of contractors have a problem turning down checks.
Yeah. It's better to say
no. They're like, but there's a check in there. There's a check there. There's a check there. I want all of those checks. But if you focus on the one thing, a lot of times you'll get more checks.
Yeah. We're at between 30 and 50% net margin on roofs. We're anywhere between 10 and 20% on siding and windows, and it takes forever. It takes 6 weeks to order a window in. And if you can turn and burn 10 roofs in 2 weeks, why would you try to get paid on the rest of that stuff? Well, we can do this great. We're great at roofing. I don't want to be good at everything else. I want to be great at one thing. And that's been real beneficial for everybody that works here, really.
Yeah, that's a big mental shift. And like you said, when you started the company, you named it Expert Exteriors because the plan was to get all of the checks, right? Like
it really was. There was a need for that at that time.
Yeah.
And I feel like my business almost failed because of that, because of the holdup on capital. That capital, we can do so much more with it if it's in the bank account rather than in the insurance company's hands. And I wasn't willing to put the company on the line like that anymore. So we just got rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what you have to do along the way, is learn those lessons, and your business is going to evolve over time.
Yep.
It's not what you think it is going to be today. It could be something different tomorrow. Have you experienced that? I see you smiling there.
That's definitely the truth. Where we are today is nowhere what I envisioned it to be day one.
Yeah.
So it's completely different, completely transformed, and I couldn't be happier about it, for sure.
Yeah, of course. That, it's a fun road, right? It's a fun road to travel along. What do you think the best advice you ever received was?
Oh man, that's a tough question. Best advice I've ever received. People are your biggest asset. I think that was, I learned that in business school. I kind of took it for a grain of salt because I hadn't really had that experience. I thought marketing was more important than people. I thought, the internet SEO was more important than people. But I've come to find that my biggest asset is, and like I said earlier, is the people that we have. I spend more money on people than I do anything. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's living, breathing. They're able to perform. And that's the best piece of advice that I've gotten over the years.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think motivates people? You think it's always money? Do you think it's other things? And how do you find out what motivates your employees?
My employees are really motivated to do something great within our industry and within our company. A lot of these guys are friends out of Stout Street, so they lived together for 2 years, and they're really, they want to make sure everybody's happy, everybody's successful, and we're working towards a common goal. So I don't think, no, it's not money, because I don't pay the best. They could leave right now and go work for another company and maybe make, $250,000 doing the same thing they're doing here, making 100, 150. But they don't want to do that because the culture here, and it's reliable. They have a job tomorrow, and they don't have me running around the office kicking off doors, pointing fingers, micromanaging. They're able to put their creativity on the table and really watch that transform within the company. So I think that's really important to the people here.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. What's it been like? Expand, you guys do the whole Front Range, right? And so Pueblo to Cheyenne, or what's the area you cover?
I've got an office in Trinidad. Currently we're focused on the Denver metro area.
Okay.
Castle Rock North. I've been trying to stay out of Colorado Springs, as hard as that is to do. I just don't like doing a whole lot of business down there for various reasons. I end up in court all the time because people don't pay. The profits, the margins aren't as good down there. There's certain code requirements that they just don't have to kind of impede our profits. But all the way from I'd say Castle Rock to Cheyenne, that Cheyenne license that we have is hard to get. And it's a good market because it hails every couple of years there. I've done the storm chasing thing. So I've had offices in Kansas City. I had an office in Florida. That was fun while it lasted. I prefer to be home with my kids and my wife and my family here. So I kind of got away from the whole storm chasing thing once I got into my 30s, really. But it's been good, man. And that's our market right now is Castle Rock to Cheyenne.
So would you say, so you opened up offices in all these, in other markets, chasing storms, why did you pick those specific markets? Like Kansas City, I know it's another storm damage market. I guess Florida's another storm damage market. Was that just the motivation for those markets, or did you have any other decisions, kind of that factors that went into those decisions?
It was, the rate of storms that they get. If for whatever reason, I wanted to set up shop and stay in Kansas City and build a footprint there, I was able to do that if I chose to. It wasn't something like Billings, South Dakota or North Dakota, wherever it's at, where you go, you work the storm, and it's not going to hail again for another 5 years.
Yeah.
I wanted to choose these markets where we could go. The money was good. The licensing was fairly reasonable to do. And if we wanted to, we could set up shop. I still, in Florida, I wanted to work a hurricane. I wanted to try it out. It was definitely, it was interesting to say the least. But yeah, that's how I found those. So
yeah.
No place like home, though. I love Colorado.
No place like home, right? Especially when the family is involved. That's the truth. It's tough to be on the road with that.
Yeah. And I could have people out there, I could have management out there, but I just don't feel comfortable unless I could go regularly and
that's right.
Things. So I like to work on the business and in the business. I like to be present, and I just wouldn't be able to do that in Kansas City.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think the greatest insight is that you could share with our audience that has helped you find success in your roofing business?
Just not giving up. This owning any business can be a roller coaster ride. It's full of its ups, full of its downs. There's been times within the last 13 years where I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to close the doors. And I just didn't give up. I fought through it. I would find the problem, create a solution, and just keep plugging away, to where I'm at a point today where if I was to take a couple months off, I'd be able to come back and my business is good. But there were those times where you're going to freak out and you're going to think the world's falling in around you. And if you give up, then you're done. But if you keep plugging away and you throw whatever resources you have, specifically sweat equity, at it, it will be okay. And I think that's true in most businesses. Most businesses fail in 4 or 5 years. And I think I don't have experience in a lot of other industries, but I think that's just because they gave up. We've got a great market. We have unlimited amount of resources as far as customers go. It's never ending. It's always going to hail. There's always going to be homeowners. So there's really no excuse to fail, in my personal opinion, as long as you keep plugging away.
Awesome. This has been another episode of the Roofing Success Podcast. If you would like to generate more sales through your digital marketing efforts, please visit roofermarketers.com and get a copy of the book, Internet Marketing for Roofing Contractors, How to Triple Your Sales and Turn Your Roofing Website into an Online Lead Generation Machine. Also, check the training section of the website for guides on everything from running effective pay-per-click ads to how to properly set up your Google My Business listing. This has been another episode of the Roofing Success Podcast. Thanks for listening.